Having the new building has made a massive difference to how people feel about coming to see their doctor or nurse or health assistant. People feel really welcomed in the new building, and we have enough space in the new building to engage patients with other activities. For example, we've started a Health Champions programme where patients are learning much more about how the health system works and how to make appointments, and also more learning about their own health and how they can manage their own health with their families and the rest of the community.
So there was a business case that we had started with the then PCT, but then when the PCT dissolved, the business case was lost in the process, so we then had to restart again, and we had a lot of help from all our community partners. We had a lot of help from the CCG to try and get this business case up and running again, and it's been a really long haul, but we finally managed to get there. It was really small, very cramped. It was literally a very dilapidated building. We couldn't offer any additional services to our patients because there was just no space, additional capacity for us to house any other services in our building. So we were just very limited to the normal healthcare services that our GPs were providing. The aim was to have a very integrated service, whereas this was pretty fragmented in the sense that patients came in just for the healthcare. If they needed to see another social professional, we would have to refer them on. Initial meetings with the CCG, where we had to, again, as I say, write the business case. We had a lot of meetings with NHS Property Services. Yeah, it was more like a joint venture rather than us on our own writing it. It was about how many, whether we really did need the number of consulting rooms that we needed, the number of patients that we were going to be seeing. It was just getting that funding approved for the build, and then the rest followed after that. Yeah. So we've got 12 consulting rooms, whereas before we only had about 6 or 7 consulting rooms. So out of the 12, we've got 9 GP consulting rooms, we've got 3 treatment rooms, we've got a phlebotomy room, we've got a massive office area where staff now have a desk to sit on. Well, the Wi-Fi is absolutely amazing. Obviously, we had a lot of issues at the old building because the machines were old. The server was old. With Wi-Fi, we are now able to offer patients a lot of health promotional advice in our waiting area. We also have a standalone blood pressure monitoring service in our waiting area where patients can just come in, put their hand into this machine, and the blood pressure will be taken. The results are directly transferred over onto our EMIS. Eliminates a queuing system because we've got a wait arrivals machine now, so they can just come in and they can log in themselves. So that saves a lot of queue time for patients. 2 massive TV screens now in the waiting area, so we're able to do a lot of health promotion stuff now for our patients, which we were unable to do before. For a start, our patients are happier to come into a brand new build. They've taken sort of ownership of the building as well. In terms of appointments, we're able to offer more appointments because we have, obviously because we've got more consultation rooms. We're able to offer more appointments. We're able to offer more appointments for people with long-term conditions. We're able to offer more appointments. Our access rate, we are hoping, will go up. We're able to appoint more staff to help our patients. And generally, I think the whole morale of the patients and staff have improved greatly. So I think the fact that our staff are happier, it's filtering through to our patients as well.
We're able to do much more with our patients, so with our health champions, with our patient advisor, we've spent a bit more time in our waiting area, getting to know our patients, getting them involved as well in helping us make decisions. So we've got the gardening group, we've got cooking classes, we've got under 5 classes, and these are all patients who have sat to see a GP, and we've spoken to them and asked them how they can get involved and to make some of the changes around the surgery. We've recruited mothers who've done a 6-week or 8-week course in DIY health, so they can manage their own health as well as their children's. So it's helped with our access, because access was our biggest challenge at the old site. So when we came in here, we thought about what we can do differently. So rather than seeing a GP for minor ailments, you can see a pharmacist. Rather than getting your prescriptions synced, so some people have all their medications, they're ordering it on different days. They come and see the pharmacist now, and he sorts it out, makes the whole process much easier for them. On patient surveys, when our health champions have spent time in the waiting area speaking to patients about how do you find the artwork, how do you find the colours around in the waiting area, or some of the facilities that we've introduced. And it's been great, really, some of the feedback. People like the arrival screen, patients can use the iPads that we have in the waiting area. And like we said, we're not just a GP surgery here, we're very much community focused as well. So at the old site, we had a lot of sickness. And the new site has changed that as well. Whether just a new environment has had an impact on the staff, so it's improved on sickness as well. Staff retention as well. I mean, some of the new IT stuff that we've got, the iPads, which have been really helpful in our waiting area. So patients, rather than queuing up in the morning, they can go in and submit a consultation online via the iPads, and the GP calls them back. So that's reduced some of the queues in the mornings. We're also kind of promoting WebGP a lot, and we also have our patient assistant team who are very well trained in promoting some of the other online stuff for managing patient records, to ordering their prescriptions. Usage has increased over the past few months, and I think it can get better, and hence why we're recruiting health champions, volunteers, to spend more time in the waiting area, educating our patients about how they can use some of the services and the facilities that we have. Well, I started back in 2004 as a receptionist, and it was so different. I mean, we didn't have online or anything like that. So, and Tower Hamlets is such a great place to work at. There's always new incentives or new ideas about how to improve patient care, which is great. And it's very different to what we had back in the days. And I think it'll only get better. It was all kind of learning, and I've learned a lot during the process as well. What I would say to practice managers is get involved, don't shy away. It's something different. I understand everyone's busy during their roles as well, but if we make time and get involved, you'll only benefit, and it will benefit not just for yourself, your staff, your patients as well.